Yo, what is going on, everybody? Caveman Jack, back for another album reaction/review, and we are back live from the studio. Yo, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic week. On this week's album reaction, we are returning finally to the world of Arctic Monkeys. Towards the end of last year, I checked out their latest project, The Car. And it was my first time diving into this band's discography, and boy, oh boy, I had a lot of fun. Come on, man. It's just... the jazzy influences, the kind of swoony instrumentation that we found on that project was very much to my liking. Body Paint and their Better Be A MirrorBall are two of my most played songs from last year. And those songs came out very late in the year, so that says something. I always had intentions to follow up and go back to Arctic Monkeys. And from a bunch of the comments, I had some people saying, go back from the start. Some people say, go backwards from where I was to their debut. And I've decided that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be going from The Car and working my way backwards. I know a lot of people suggest that their debut is their greatest album, but we will kind of go through we'll de-evolve with them. We'll go backwards to their origins. And eventually we'll reach their debut, which will be exciting. The album that came before The Car is Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Now, I must preface that I was fortunate enough to see this band live, which was wild. So I checked out The Car last year, and then we had a New Year's festival here in Australia, and they were the headliners. So I got to see Arctic Monkeys, which was incredible. A lot of the songs I don't really remember, but just seeing them in action, they were phenomenal. They're such a tight band. You can tell they've been together for quite some time. Alex Turner, the lead singer, has got so much swagger on stage. The full ensemble of sounds that this band was able to create in 50 minutes of music was... it was wild. I had a mate actually borrow me some vinyls maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and he did have Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, and I never put this one on. I should have. Maybe I would have dived into Arctic Monkeys a little bit earlier. I think we're going to have more. From what I've been told, there is very much that same kind of sound that we found on The Car, and yeah, I really enjoyed that sound, so I'm not really that bummed about that. I'm really actually quite keen to hear an extension of what we heard. Wow. Interesting sound.
I just wanted to be one of the Strokes. Now look at the mess you made me make. Hitchhiking with a monogram suitcase, miles away from any half-useful imaginary highway. 1984, 2019, maybe I was a little too wild in the 70s. Rocket ship grease down the cracks of my knuckles, karate bandana, warp speed cheek, hair down to the impressive mustache. Baby, that isn't how they look tonight. Oh no. It took the light forever to get to your eyes. I just wanted to be one of those ghosts you thought that you could forget, and then I haunt you via the rear view mirror on a long drive from the back seat. Your eyes are heavy and the weather's getting ugly, so pull over, I know the place. What do you mean you've never seen Blade Runner? Or maybe I was a little too wild in the 70s. Back down to earth with a lounge shimmer, shimmer. Elevator down to my make-believe residency. From the honeymoon suite. So who you gonna call? The mighty police. absolutely forever to get to your eyes. It's the star treatment.
Star Treatment, quite a long intro track, just shy of 6 minutes long. Some 60s sounding kind of instrumentation. Quite a lot to take in, I think. It was beautiful though, like it puts you to another world, like you can fall into these sounds quite easily. But a lot was going on, and I think this song will take a couple more listens to kind of break down a bit. But I enjoyed the ensemble of sounds, the bass guitar. But I find that Arctic Monkeys do a really great job at highlighting Alex's voice. Yeah, he's quite swoony in his delivery. And I think that the instrumentation, from what I've heard, has often complemented it really nicely. Okay.
Dancing in my underpants, I'm gonna run for government, I'm gonna form a covers band and all. Back there by the baby grand, did Mr. Winter Wonderland say, come here kid, we really need to talk. I fantasize, I call it quits, I swim with the economists, and I get to the bottom of it for good. Oh, just as the apocalypse finally gets prioritized, and you cried some of the hottest tears you ever cried.
That piano is just driving the song with that. It's like a beat.
Unfortunately so.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's really pretty. 1 Point Perspective was quite good. So far, both songs, I haven't really taken much note of Alex's vocal performance. He's sounding quite good as usual, but I'm struggling to follow him a little bit. Like lyrically, he's kind of diving into these complex, random thoughts, it seems. I kind of have been focusing a little bit more on the instrumentals, and boy, are they beautiful. And that song in particular, they were phenomenal. I loved the subtle sounds that come in and out. They're so warm. Arctic Monkeys create such warm sounds, and it can really take you to that era that they're trying to make present on each of their projects. Man, I love that piano that was driving the song as well. Everything was really, really beautiful instrumentally on that song.
So when you gaze on planet Earth from outer space, does it wipe that stupid look off of your face? And I never thought, not in a million years, that I'd meet so many Lolas. Can I please have my money back? My virtual reality mask is stuck on Parliament Pro. Breaking news, they take the truth and make it fluid. The trainer's explanation was accepted by the steward. A montage of the latest ancient ruins.
tune. That was really solid. I think that's my favorite track on the album so far. It was tight, it was punchy. It didn't go for very long, just under 3 minutes. The kind of delivery that Alex has been kind of going for on these tracks, I think suited that tighter, punchier sound that this track presented. Again, instrumentation, they're just really great at creating these warm sounds. I liked how that really futuristic Tron-like synth was playing in the back for the whole song. There's a point there towards the end of the song where like I closed my eyes and it was just a wave of sounds. The effects they put on Alex's voice towards the end of the song, it felt like you were transporting to another world, or you were traveling through time. This band has been able to capture this era that I don't know what era it is. Is it kind of like a 60s sound? Is it 60s or is it 70s? Whatever era they're presenting, you kind of close your eyes and it's almost like you get teleported there. Jesus in the day spa. What?
Information phone. Good afternoon. Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Mark speaking. Please tell me how may I direct your call. This magical thinking feels as if it really might catch on.
Is that a scene?
Pull me in close on a crisp eve, baby. Kiss me underneath the moon's side.
Man, some of these lyrics, man, they're so quirky.
Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Mark speaking. Please tell me how may I direct your call. And do you celebrate your dark side? And then wish you'd never left the house.
Man, that was super futuristic. It was interesting because we've had like this era bending sound so far. You got these 60 sounds that they're playing and highlighting, and then you've got these real futuristic analog sounds. Some of the lines Alex sings are so quirky, so random. I think it just adds to the character of this album. That one was really tight again. Some of these songs, I think, yeah, most of them are pretty short in length. But they're tight and they're punchy. Take away Alex's vocals and you listen to the instrumentation that's playing throughout, so much subtleties. But man, developing some of these songs would have taken plenty of time. I noticed that Arctic Monkeys have quite a few years between albums, especially this one and The Car, it seems. I'm not surprised they take some time to develop these sounds because they are very intricate.
Last night when my psyche's subcommittee sang to me in its scary voice, and in response to what you whispered in my ear, I must admit sometimes I fantasize about you too.
It's got a bit of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Gorgeous. That song, that album, that guitar.
And in response to what you whispered in my ear, I must
That synth's nice.
sometimes
Yeah, that was interesting. It's quite darker in sound, but also had this like light message about it too. Yeah, since we're a really electronic song. It felt very futuristic. The guitar was heavily affected. Overall, I'm not sure how I felt about that song, but it was quite refreshing to hear that change of pace. Now, I remember this song. I think this song played on Triple J a lot. This is a really good song. And it went off at their concert. I remember that.
Advertising imaginative ways. Start your free trial today. Come on in the waters. Lunar surface on a Saturday night. Dressed up in silver.
I like how the instrumentation is slowly coming into this song. Like subtle, man.
Lights. Take it easy for a little while. Come and stay with us. It's such an easy flight. You new places keep on popping up since the Exodus. It's all getting gentrified. I put a taqueria on the roof. It was well reviewed. 4 stars out of 5. And that's unheard of.
Man, great combination of sounds.
All the nights that never happened, and the days that don't exist. At the information action ratio. Take it easy for a little while. Come and stay with us. 4 stars out of 5. Take it easy for a little while. Come and stay with us. Now it's such an easy flight. Cute new places keep on popping up. Around claviers, it's all getting gentrified. 4 stars out of 5.
God, great song. That's probably up there as one of my favorite Arctic Monkey songs. In all honesty, just the way it builds is so satisfying. The changes in pace. I love how in the verses there's only really subtle instrumentation, and that progressively builds as well into the chorus or the pre-chorus. Alex's voice gets quite a good space to expand and flow, and I think that part of it's just so enjoyable. So much rich instrumentation on that track. It's just a really great Arctic Monkey song. It really is. The chorus is catchy. I like how the harmonies start to come in, the ad-libs start to come in towards the second half of the song. Yeah, it's just a really beautiful song. I truly love it. The world's first ever monster truck front flip.
The exotic sound of data storage. You push the button and we'll do the rest. You and Lizzie in the summertime, wrapping my tiny mind round a lullaby. Pattern language in the mood for love. You push the button and we'll do the rest. You and Jeannie wearing Stetson
I love this chorus.
trying to gain access to my lily pad. The world's first ever monster truck. Front flip. I'm just a bad girl trying to be good. I've got a laser gun in my love that I cannot suggest.
There's a lot lot of sounds, a lot of quirky lyrics. A lot goes on these songs so far. This album is a lot happening. It takes you many different ways. I'm not sure how much of a fan I was of the verses. It's weird. There's no real chorus to this song, but I'm just going to pretend like when it shifts pace and the guitars come in, the full guitars come in. I'm going to take that as the chorus of this song at least. That I really, really enjoyed. There is so many rich sounds once again on this song. And I wonder, like it's jarring. It is a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and it might be a bit too much for some people, but I can really just appreciate how many pockets of sound there are. It's really just great to listen to. Are there overarching stories to these tracks? Is there an overarching theme of this album? If you guys have more thoughts and more insights on this project, please feel free to dive into them down into the comments. I love to hear more about these albums that I check out. On a first listen, it can be sometimes difficult to work out some of the context and some of the messages behind some of these songs or the album itself. So I do love it when you guys share a bit more about it, and I can kind of get a little bit of a head start. I couldn't put a finger on what the message is as of yet, but it's fun. It's fun because the sounds are unique. They're warm.
Religious iconography, giving you the creeps. Feel rubber down, disco lizard, tongue along your cheek. But the hand of harsh reality's ungrown, and it's on its way back here to scoop you up, but not on my watch. I wanna stay with you, my love, the way some science fiction does. Easy, I wanna make a simple
alien sound in the background,
but in a sexy way where it's not obvious. Highlight dangers and send out hidden messages, the way some science fiction does. Tried to write a song to make you blue, but I've a feeling that the whole thing may well just end up too clever for its own good. The way some science fiction does.
Super intricate sounds, man, on this album. Another song where it's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like this album, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to sit with me. This whole project, it's so complex. I feel like the car was a little bit more of an easier listen in terms of the sounds were rich and beautiful. But I think it was a bit more string based. This one has got so much more electronic sounds, like synths, like it's much more analog. It's unique. It's unique, and I'm enjoying that aspect of it. But I do think it's an album that I'll have to go back to because some of these songs on a first listen, it's like bang, like what is going on?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dracula.
Smile like you got a straw in something tropical. I've got the party plugged right into my skull. Finally I can share with you through
Trippy, man.
cloudy skies.
Lyrics so trippy.
Finally
A
there's a
transition.
place where you
It's pretty clean.
wag your tongue, baby, but why can't we all just get along?
a wild song. I'm not sure how much I enjoyed the "She Looks Like Fun," but I think it actually does add a fair bit to this song. I think it might be something I'll grow to appreciate because it's so like jarring and it's like, what the helps add so much to that transition from that section to the verse or whatever. It's great. Like it's clean. Its transitions are clean on this album. Like mid song, they're so effortless. Yeah, another wild song. The instrumentation is the hero of this album so far, in my opinion. That's what I've been really taken aback by. I know Alex Turner is a genius. He's a great singer, and he's been good. He's been really, really good. But the instrumentation has just been the hero for me. Batphone. See, we're getting these retro sounds as well.
Synonym to describe this thing that you say we're all grandfathered in. Life became a spectator sport. I launched my fragrance called integrity. I sell the fact that I can't be bought. Have I told you all about the time that I got sucked into a hole through a handheld device? I will flash back now and again, but I'm usually alright. The glow of your low beams, numerous times I've been by the Batphone. If you need to get a hold, making a selection, opening credits roll.
Wow, man. What even is that noise?
Vehicles will pass by, but I know when it's you, I'll be in a nosedive in my flying shoes, right behind your closed eyes, like a memory from your youth.
What a crazy ride this album has been. So many unique sounds that I've never heard before. And just the way that they're orchestrated and structured is just, man, I don't even know how you would even begin to make a song like this, a song like any of these on this project. So credit to this band once again. They've just thrown me into this world where I'm just basically just taking in all these sounds and this genre or this hybrid of eras that they've collaborated sounds with is, yeah, it's pretty impressive. Super jarring. I will be honest, there is quite a lot to take in. But we're up to the final track on this album. It's been so good returning to the world of Arctic Monkeys. I apologize it's taken so long. The Ultracheese.
Still got pictures of friends on the wall. I suppose we aren't really friends anymore. Maybe I shouldn't ever call that thing friendly at all. We'll be there at the back of the bar, in a booth like we usually were. Every time there was a rocket launch or some big event, what a death I died writing that song, start to finish with you looking on. I still got pictures of friends on the wall. I might look as if I'm deep in thought, but the truth is I'm probably not. if I ever was.
Wow, great. Just transitions, beat switches. It's really solid. Oh, this is a great song. Ah, yes. We like that. I love that little piano lick.
But I haven't stopped loving you once.
That was a phenomenal closer of a track. I really loved the Ultracheese. I do think that was probably the most easy to listen song, just due to the fact that it wasn't a lot of wild sounds, beautiful, warm, rich sounds. Don't get me wrong. But you guys get what I mean? A lot of these songs were very sporadic, quite unique, wild sounds. And that last song there felt probably the most tamest. And I really connected with that one. And it's probably because I wasn't as bombarded with these crazy sounds, which I did really enjoy, to be fair. But I think the rest of this project will take time to digest, take some more time to listen through and kind of take, because it really is a varied collection of sounds from different eras. And I reckon some of them probably will not hit as hard for me over a couple listens, and some of them will just bang, like click. But I had a lot of fun returning to the world of Arctic Monkeys. Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino was a time machine. It felt like I was going through time checking out this album. I was. Let me know what you guys thought of that album when it came out. Were you happy with the result? Were there songs on it that you loved? Which songs were your favorites? And if you've seen Arctic Monkeys, in the comments below, let me know what you thought of them live. I was absolutely amazed by this band's control. I don't think I've seen many bands as in tandem as Arctic Monkeys were on stage. They were just so professional. So professional, man. We'll be going through more of their albums over time. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as it took between the last two that I've checked out. But very, very keen to continue going through their discography. Thank you for joining me on this album reaction, guys. If you're new to the channel, I've also got The Car reaction on the channel if you want to check that out. And if you want to check out any of my other videos, we'll listen to a wide range of sounds on the channel. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and join the community. And if you're a returning viewer, especially if you've been a patient Arctic Monkeys fan waiting for another reaction, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you did enjoy this video. Take care, guys. I'm Caveman Jack, and I will see y'all in the next video. Cheers.